Welcome to the Rotating Cube Zone. This is recorded by me, your host, Dunekun, and my good friend, No Need Bruh.
I exist! I exist!
I guess this is just our podcast now. This is just us talking. We said in the
We,
first
we, we
episode.
say that we say that next episode, we're gonna have, all 11 of them, fucking rounded up here. It's just it's gonna fucking happen. It always fucking happen. It always starts with like one or two people do a podcast, and then it's suddenly like seven people in that, and then oh no, when you're free, when I'm free. I hate podcasts. I just wanna
Because
whoever invented
they're hangers on. They don't know. They can't make their own podcast, so they just have to jump on one of mine, as usual. Just
what
right
is it?
now, we had a certain someone trying to barge in on our little fun times. No need for
We
we
were
had a,
forced.
we were forced.
Audience, we were forced. We were fucking pushed. We were fucking almost, beaten down into making another Discord server.
Yeah, we
Can you believe it?
so now we are in the Rotating Cube Zone official Discord server. Check the link in the description. Join the community. Boost the server. No, probably not. Probably not doing that. This will probably just be me and you
Uh,
forever. But today's episode,
so,
last episode was about Vivi Floyd Ice Song and anime. This episode is about the new hot video game, or should I say demo, part of a video game, Deltarune, by Toby
okay.
Fox.
I guess, first fucking question. What is a video game? Because right now, Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 combined, like, a full, like, 8 hours worth of, like, fucking content. Like, good content, in my opinion, at least.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I've played less fulfilling products that were called completed video games than a single Deltarune chapter.
In terms of like just quantity and just fucking quality, like Deltarune gets a fucking like full marks on both of them. Even though like this is supposedly just like oh the beginning, we're just introducing the systems, guys. This is not even the quirky shit has not happened yet.
It's not even halfway
I'm
done.
looking for
Yeah.
the fucking future.
I do have things to say on that front. Should we start at the beginning? Should we start with Undertale? Should we go back and discuss how we feel about that?
Sure, go ahead.
So Undertale. Do you like? Okay, first of all, Undertale. Positive, yes or no? Do you like it?
Undertale is one of my favorite video games of all time. This is said with as much sincerity I can muster. I love almost every aspect about Undertale. I love how it's a condensed experience with so much stuff in terms of like gameplay, lore, mechanics, aesthetics. It's just like like a complete. It's what I want every video game to be, but often than not, like there are so few fucking like video games that even like compare in my mind to Undertale.
Interesting that you say that because I agree with you. I love Undertale. I flip flopped in Undertale. Like when it got like a little too popular, I kind of became a little bit contrarian. Like it's not that great, but like Undertale is like a 10 out of 10, like amazing game. Like for what it is, I don't think a lot of video games are like compared to like the quality per second of Undertale. Especially not any like big AAA games. But what
I guess yeah. I was just wanted to I guess propose something. Dude, how long do you think Undertale is? Like how long? Just in terms of like length.
like I mean, depending on like all the routes combined or no.
Let's just say you took the two main one, pacifist and genocide. Like, how long do you think Undertale is? It's
Genocide.
just curious.
I don't know how long Genocide is, but it's like Genocide is at least like 8 hours, right? By itself, but Undertale itself is like 4.
With genocide, it's like it comes out to only like six or like yeah, seven or so. But like, it is it is like surprising because honestly, when I think about Undertale, like so many little things just stand out. It's when I think about like how much time I like physically just spent playing the game. It is so fucking like small in comparison to like almost every other fucking video games. Even like for example, just like fucking God of War. It's like a fucking 50-hour fucking marathon of bullshit. And it's good, and I fucking love the God of War games, but like at the same time, like it's not like these stood out as much in my mind or like any other video games. Like I'm playing like right now, I'm playing like Tales of Arise, and I'm like 7 hours in. I'm basically at the point where like only like the first fucking chapter of Tales of Arise finishes. But at this point in Undertale, you fucking finished the entire game. You had like a full fucking course meal of intellectual like supreme Kino content.
Yeah, because Undertale, unlike like a bigger video game, does not have the room, and I say a bigger video game with a bigger budget, like Deltarune. But I'll get back to that later. Like Undertale does not have the time or the luxury to like fill out, like put like a bunch of like fluff in it. So like every second of the game is like perfectly crafted. Like there's no wasted time in Undertale, which I love that. I would like to say Luigi's Mansion is only like 4 or 5 hours long. So, shorter than Undertale. It might be better. It might be better than Undertale in my book.
Next
Uh,
episode, next
next
episode.
episode.
Luigi Mansion versus Undertale.
I mean, I think I'd have to
Uh,
put Luigi's Mansion above Undertale. TBH.
hmm.
Have you
I
played
never,
Luigi's Mansion?
I never played. I never played Luigi's Mansion. I'm not a Nintendo boy. I am not a Nintendo boy. All of the Nintendo stuff I played has come thanks to our gods. The makers of emulators. So all of them are like SNES games or like fucking. I played some GameCube games, but not that much. But like the main ones, I am not a Mario guy. The only Mario game I ever fucking played is the original one on the NES.
You've
But it's just
only
like
played.
played in a fucking
You've
browser.
only
It was
played
fine, but
Mario
that's it.
1? Bro, we need to have this
Literally,
rotating
yes.
Cube Zone Let's Plays. We just go through every Mario game. We need to
I
do
do not fucking mind doing that. I do not mind like actually just like I hear so much shit about how great the fucking Mario games are, and I literally do not fucking believe it. They just seem so milk toast.
No, they're like, if you what you like about Undertale is what the Mario games are, except for like, instead of, how you said that AAA games like stretch themselves out and then like there's a bunch of fluff in the middle. The Mario games have no fluff. Like they're amazing. They're great. They're amazing games. They're perfect experiences. Like Undertale, except they're just longer.
We'll fucking see. We'll fucking see. I might take some time to hunt down some consoles or to just like download some ROMs and experience these quirky legends just for the sake of this fucking podcast.
You
But anyway,
should.
getting
Yeah.
back to Undertale, you were
Undertale.
gushing, you were booming.
Yeah, I have problems with Undertale. I think a lot of the writing in Undertale is. I might get flack for this. Like, I think it's. I don't know. I never really got too emotionally invested in Undertale. I think, like, the Asriel stuff at the end. Oh, spoilers for Undertale, by the way. Spoilers. It's like a 10-year-old game. The Asriel stuff at the end and, like, the Alphys stuff. Like, anytime Undertale wants to make you sad, like, I feel like it falls flat on its face. I think it's like the writing
Uh,
is like very
yes.
juvenile and like for teenage girls, which I am not. So, but like other than that, when it's trying to be funny, it's usually funny. When it's trying to be cool, I don't know if it tries to be cool, but like yeah, the Asgore fight and
I would
stuff and
give
the
it.
Flowey fight, yeah, I think it succeeds at that. But when it's trying to make
I
you
would say
sad,
yeah,
I'm
like,
like,
like
oh, fucking shut up.
even if it's like a vague term, I was like on the coolness factor, just from like the fucking soundtrack. Holy shit, the fucking soundtrack for this fucking game is like a fucking bob, a fucking slap. Holy shit, this was made by one guy, and almost every track is just good. It's just literally one of the best pieces of fucking music I ever listened to. I still listen to the Undertale soundtrack from time to time, and I'm still fucking impressed.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. The Undertale soundtrack, it's pure Kino. I mean, Undertale had like years of build up. Like, and I think I'm mostly comparing this to Deltarune, where like Undertale had years of preparation, I should say, where the music that Toby Fox was making, like Megalovania, is from Homestuck, right?
No, McElvin is from his original ROM of
Oh
Earthbound.
yeah, but it's years old, and I'm gonna compare it later to Deltarune, where Deltarune's music I felt not the first Deltarune, the second Deltarune, the music was lackluster. Like the music was not as good, I will say.
He will say robotically,
Yeah,
a wink wink. Uh, okay. Just for I guess for the sake of fucking filling airtime and hitting that 1 hour quota for whatever reason, we just decided every fucking podcast of this is gonna be over an hour, even by like a fucking second. So for the sake of fluff time, uh, fucking Megalovania originally was in his like ROM hack of Earthbound. That's like how he like got into like developing video games and like doing this fucking shit. It has like three versions. The second there is like a fourth version of Megalovania. It's like some random indie game or some random indie project. They have no fucking clue what it is, but they know it exists. But like the main ones are his original in the Earthbound ROM hack, his second, and I guess the more popular version that was in the retarded, shitty, bad comic Homestuck, which is will
Hmm.
never ever fucking be praised ever because it's bad, and I hate you if you like Homestuck, die. And the version and the version in Undertale, which is like he talks about like interviews and stuff in like online. When he talks about Megalovania, he did go on record to say he was not planning on including it in Undertale at all. He was just like, it's an old fucking song. I can make something way better. But he just like kept listening to it, and he just said, I cannot make a more quote unquote boss team that's more than fucking Megalovania. It's just like the ultimate boss team in his head, and that's why it's fucking there,
I think
which I respect.
internet. I mean, he looked at his art and was like, "This is peak. I can't be any better than this." And he was right. It is the best song that I think he's written. Like the popularity of
It is
Megalovania has
mean.
like dominated the world. I would say it's in Smash Brothers. He made a game. This fucking dude made a fucking Earthbound hack, and that song and the song from that Earthbound hack 20 years later ends up in Smash Brothers. Like you can't you Kino. It's too good.
It's fucking based. I feel like people's perception of like Megalovania or like Undertale itself as a game has like got warped because of the fucking like internet and just how fucking insanely popular Undertale was and how just it fucking spread everywhere. There's like comics and animations and fucking sub universes and fucking ROM hacks of Undertale and fucking fan games, all this shit. People like, oh, Undertale wasn't that good, or like, oh no, it's fucking overhyped. They're just fucking wrong. Undertale was that good. It was like
Undertale
actually
it
great.
Undertale is that good, but it is also overhyped. I will say that. It is totally overhyped. But that's not like Undertale's fault. That's not the game's fault that it's overhyped. People just like Undertale a lot, and they should. But fan culture only,
I
and because it's on the internet, and because the internet spreads information so quickly, and you see all the YouTube recommendations of songs from Undertale parodies and all that stuff, it's like it would inevitably become overhyped, despite how quality it is.
I think I'm using the word overhyped in a different way than you do because when I say the word overhyped, I like refer to it in like the derogatory term. Whenever someone says something is overhyped, meaning that something is not like deserving of like the praise or it's not actually of quality. And I'm like, and I disagree in that point. But like the fact that like, oh no, it's like extremely fucking popular, like too much. Yeah, sure. Like it got like it got fucking overboard, you know. I thought it was fucking everyone. It was kind of annoying for a while, but like I don't think that like reflects on the quality of the actual like original product.
I agree. Undertale, deserves every award it's ever won. Top of the list video game things. Good game. Uh, a game I would
Dude fucking
describe
played
as
Smash.
overhyped, like you saying how it doesn't live up to its hype, is like Doki Doki Literature Club, like something like that.
I I think Doki Doki Literature Club just like it was first of all it was fucking free. And that's like a big part of it, which is like a free game. It was also the YouTuber game, a lot of fucking popular. That's how it got popular. Just like YouTuber doing let's plays. It had I would say it had a neat twist. It was back when it was close enough in the zeitgeist of the existence that like meta, the word fucking meta and fucking video games breaking the fourth wall was something like still new. And people like, holy shit, she fucking talks to you like you, the player, and not actually the dating sim character. Holy shit, this is the best game ever. It's so nuanced. But like yeah, I agree. I think Doki Doki is not particularly notable at all, but just like
I think it has a great
it came
twist.
out at the right time.
Yeah, I would say it has a great twist. I think the twist is if you go, okay. The thing with Doki Doki Literature Club is that it spoils a twist the minute you download the game. Even if someone hands you the exe file with nothing, well, a USB drive, the game still starts with, "Hey, there's gonna be some scary stuff later, so be okay with that." Which I think ruins the whole point.
I because it was fucking made by one of the quirky liberals and a character like spoiler alert. For fucking spoiler alert. If we fucking mention a name, it's gonna be fucking spoiled. Don't fucking complain. Because a character in the game commits suicide, and the dude who made it was like, okay, this is kind of extreme, and I don't want to like accidentally trigger people, like bring in some fucking weird trauma. So we did like give a warning.
I know, but that's dumb. I
By the
hate
way,
it.
okay, by the way, dude, dude, by the way, he included the warning, and he's like, I guess spoiled like some stuff that might happen in the game, but he still got fucking shit to it. Like, he was
Yeah,
like, the warning was not fucking explicit enough, bro. How dare you depict suicide in a fucking video game like this? Boo,
yeah,
boo.
but those people are dumb,
People
and I
still
don't care
gave
what
him
they
shit.
think. Those people who complain about it, I don't care what they think. Their opinion means nothing to me. So I don't care if they got mad. Like, I don't know.
That is the correct opinion.
Toki Doki has good music. It has the twist. The twist is like literally the only good thing about that game. As for the meta stuff, I mean, the meta stuff when you're moving with like talking to the player in the game. I don't. You said that was like new. I don't agree with that as a statement because video games have been meta since they were
Not
made.
new to most. Not new in the term of like, oh, it's like a new thing that was implemented the fucking. I mean, new to fucking normies. Like when I say stuff, I mean like people who do not like particularly play that many video games or read that many fucking books or like
Yeah. Okay.
how to engage with the internet that much. Like the only reason
Yeah.
people know that fucking Doki Doki Literature Club is because fucking MatPat made a fucking theory video about it. It was like, oh, his fucking 10-year-old fan went and fucking played the game. Or like they saw Markiplier or PewDiePie fucking playing it. That's it.
I
Like
agree.
the normie crowd is not familiar at that point with like the word meta. Or like holy shit, it can break the fourth wall.
It's like a
That
video
was
game.
still new to them.
It's this video game that was made by people knows it's a video game made by people. Like, oh my, yeah, I agree with you. Normies die. I hate you. But Doki Doki Literature Club's a good game. A good twist. What the fuck was I saying about it? I had another point about Doki Doki Literature Club. Do you know Doki Doki Literature Club? Oh yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club came out in that time, like as I think of it as like in the same lineage of Undertale of like quirky theory internet games, map pad games, like Five Nights at Freddy's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's definitely one of those. It has the hidden files and the fucking secret. It has like this the twist and then the secret lore that you can only
Yeah.
get if you fucking watch a fucking 15-minute video by like some hacker who fucking cracked the codes
Yeah,
and
but
fucking brought in
unlike
like the actual game
Undertale's
file.
lore, which is super cool, like the Gaster stuff and the dimension stuff or the scientists or sans theories. Those are I actually do like those videos. Not map pad videos specifically, but like the lore of the fun values. You know all this stuff? Am I speaking gibberish to you?
I am a scholar. I am a scholar of the Undertales. I was actually holding back because I was wondering if you knew any
Oh,
of
I
this
know.
shit.
I
But
mean,
I guess since you do, we can get into it when we start talking about fucking Deltarune at some point in this, hopefully.
yeah, we gotta build up to it. But yeah, Doki Doki
You
Literature
know what I
Club. Back
want
to Doki
to?
Doki Literature Club. Doki Doki Literature Club's lore was fucking. I remember some people found like there is like secret hidden lore to Doki Doki Literature Club about like a fucking mental patient girl living in the woods, something like that. And there's nothing that's come out. Nothing has come of it. That's what I'm saying. It's useless.
Yes,
It's nothing. It
yes.
literally means nothing. I thought there was gonna be another game. I
Yeah.
thought when it came out, when I first saw that Doki Doki Literature Club was a trailer like PT style teaser for a video game that he was
Okay,
making. But no, he just
it
plays
is.
Melee
It is
like a
still that.
fucking loser.
Babar fucking shit talking the main creator. It still is. Okay, do you want me to break down the fucking lore of Doki Doki Literature Club, the new one? Because there was a fucking. Do you want me to tell you that?
Yeah.
Okay. God, we really are fucking scrounging for that screen time. We're doing it. We're fucking doing it. Fucking podcasting. Yes, I'm so fucking happy. I wish we reached our mark and we haven't even fucking talked about Deltarune.
No, no, no,
This could be a
no need, bro, no need, bro,
two-parter.
no need,
Could
bro.
fucking double dip.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you. It's called the rotating cube zone because, like, when you look at a cube, you look at the first face. That's the title, the first face of the cube. But it is a rotating cube, so there's a lots of other hidden topics inside on the rotating cube in the rotating cube zone. That's the justification.
uh, yes, smart,
Yeah.
epic, and based. Okay, the lore of fucking Doki Doki is it's still what you're talking about. Uh, it is still essentially that like a trailer demo, fucking hype, its own hype beast for like another fucking I guess probably a horror video game of some sort because there is new lore in Doki Doki Literature Club. If you didn't know, dear viewer, a couple of months ago there was an update. There was like a new release of Doki Doki Literature Club called like Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is just like the same exact fucking game ported to consoles with some extra fucking bullshit. With like, and like, he's so fucking smart and so fucking retardedly based because what the fuck he did doing is he just made a slice of life, like it's just normal fucking visual novel, and just inserted into Doki Doki Literature Club. It's like a new 6 hour worth of fucking game, I guess, where you could just sit and hang out with this character that for whatever reason got super fucking popular. So we could like capitalize on that, the emotional investment people have in it. At the same time, he added like new lore bits, which is can be summarized as this: Doki Doki Literature Club is a simulation of reality. It's like the actual like big meme. It's like the world of Doki Doki Literature Club is a simulation in a fucking server somewhere, and this horror game or whatever, like they're teasing, like Libertina. It has like different names, like no, obviously no official stuff yet. Like it's in another server in the same universe, and kind of like the reason why like a lot of like the fucked up shit happens in Doki Doki Literature Club is because the two worlds are fucking colliding with each other, like different universes, and there's like this even bigger universe and stuff. That's essentially it. Like the game is still that.
So
It just
not
I guess took him like yeah
wait. So it's like the
yeah.
Matrix.
It's literally yes, it's the Matrix.
That's dumb.
Uh some people think it's cool. I have no personal investment. The only reason I know these information is because of MadPat's videos. But that's still it. It's just
I'd have to watch those
taking
matchup
him.
videos. You know,
It's just taking him.
go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say it's taken him so fucking long to make the actual good game, I guess, that he's just fucking re-releasing Doki Doki Literature Club and just fucking hyping up this theoretical game he might or might not be actually working on. We still don't know. We assume yes, but it's taking him like 7 fucking years.
That hasn't been
It's gonna be
7 years.
fucking
It's
good.
been 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Which like that's fair, I think, to
When
make of a video game.
Doki Doki came out in 2016.
No, I was in
I'm
college
like,
when it came out. I
fucking time to Google this shit. When
Google
did
it.
when did the original one came out?
It's only been a couple years. I wanted to say,
Ah,
wait, what is it? Did you find it?
Google is fucking doing it. It's fucking doing it. Let's
How
see.
fucking slow
Doki
is
Doki
your
release date.
African internet? DDLC release date. It's 2017. That's 4 years ago.
2017.
Yeah.
I fucking told you so. It's not two,
I
it's
said
four. We both were wrong.
I said 2 or 3 years ago. So, really
Ah,
close.
okay.
Okay.
Cope it up.
I
It's
was gonna
taking
say
him.
the slice of life parts of Doki Doki Literature Club are the worst parts of Doki Doki. I don't know how like the characters in that game are designed to be the most generic things ever. I don't know why people like them so much.
They do because the plus edition, other than like all this new like lore stuff about like, oh, it's actually the Matrix and it's actually it's still happening. It wasn't just a meme. Because after like 3 years or like 4 years, like people were like, was that like is just a joke, or like is that game like canceled or whatever? So like he reconfirmed that no, like it's still a part of the thing. But at the same time, all of Doki Doki's Literature Club Plus new content is just 6 hours of the slice of life stuff. That's it. Actual like gameplay. If you if you are a normal human being who just bought this game, you're just gonna get an extra 6 hours of slice of life bullshit.
Is
Like
it
if you want
like
all this lore, yeah,
is it inserted into the main game, or is it
no,
just bonus stuff on the side?
no, no, it's just stuff on the side. There is literally a button. There's literally like a fucking option. It's just called DL like it's DDLC like the DLC. Just click on it, and it's just like 6 new slice of life episodes. Each one of them is like an hour, focusing on like one character or two, and it's like funny, harmless stuff. All this other lore that I'm like fucking mentioning here is still like hidden in the game. Fucking grab the code and fucking decipher the fucking breakers or whatever to figure out what the fuck's going
Can you
on.
do that on
But
console?
like, if you're just a normal dev, if you're just like the normal customer, you're just gonna get the six new hours of slice of life fluff bullshit.
Okay. I can't imagine there's like normal customers though, right? Like who's buying Doki Doki Literature Club that doesn't know what it is?
There is enough. There is honestly enough fan art and enough just like it's just supplemental materials of Doki Doki that I do wholeheartedly believe there is like a large portion of the fan base that just like likes the characters,
Oh
not just
yeah, I
like
know
the
they like the
creativity.
characters. I mean, like who is like turning on the Switch, going to the shop, and being like, "Oh, I wonder if this Doki Doki Literature Club game is." I'm gonna check that out for $15.
I don't fucking know. I
Yeah,
don't fucking know, but like I mean, he made it for some
I know people
fuckers
like the
are
characters.
loving
I'm saying they're dumb for liking the
uh,
characters.
I'm not. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying there are people who just into it for the fluff. Like they might know all this stuff just like off of YouTube videos, but they don't care. Like for example, Seattle, our dear friend Seattle. I don't think Seattle cares at all about like all this like other Libertina bullshit. She just likes the characters and thinks Sayori is cute or whatever.
Yeah, no, Sito
That's
likes
it.
that they kill themselves. That's what Sito likes about them. They like the gore. I had this idea when
uh,
Noki Doki Literature Club came out. I was talking to my roommate about it. My roommate loved the fucking game. He would not shut up. He bought the soundtrack on vinyl. That's how much of a fan Doki Doki Literature Club was. I hated him. I hated him with all my heart. No, he's a cool guy. And what he did, when I was telling him, I was like, in Doki Doki Literature Club, it like messes with like your files and stuff. You know how remember? You know how like puts stuff on your files. You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about? The game,
yes,
Doki Doki Literature Club.
yeah, yeah,
Have you heard of it? Yeah.
yeah. That's how you beat it. Yeah.
I had this idea that like
Continue.
it didn't it didn't like fuck up your stuff enough. I was like, because I forget, I don't remember the specifics because it's been so long. 4 years, I believe. Um, that I'm missing a step. I know that the conclusion was, but I'm missing a step because there's this Doki Doki Literature Club. It closes out. It can like close itself, right? Like Undertale did. To get back to the topic a little bit, like it closes the windows and stuff.
Uh, yes.
It does.
Undertale does close itself and does like have its own like save system. Like the actual save system in the game is not the real one. Like the game keeps track of stuff behind the scenes, and you cannot like delete it unless you go in and do it like manually. Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah,
is a part of the game.
and Doki Doki Literature Club does that too, right?
Doki Doki Literature Club does not do that much. In the actual game, okay, in the actual game, the only thing you need to do is it. The game just says at the end after the big villain, Monica, just like kills everyone else, just like fucking deletes them. Just sits around and fuck. It's a fucking weird scene, and it's really funny. And it's like he explains the joke and like does not land because at just the end of the game, which is just like she's just sitting there and just spouting like random dialogue. She just says, "Did you know how I deleted them? Haha, it's so funny. If you go to the directory, whatever you
If
put
you
it
go to
in,
the
like
Steam
BUC or
direct,
whatever."
if you go to the Steam page,
Literally, she literally does that because the dude who made Doki Doki Literature Club was so afraid that people will not figure it out. The character in the game will just spout out, will just like, Did you know if you go into the directory and just like gives you whatever the address in your computer is, that's where you find the character files, and that's how I deleted them. Haha, isn't that funny? You wouldn't do that to me. She smiles, and that's it. And it's not like it's like fucking over explaining, guys. But that's like the main thing
Yeah.
Duke does.
Yeah, my point was that I had an idea for. Oh, because the twist about yes, I remember now. It was about the twist. The twist, how the twist was like super obvious. I was like, what if instead of Doki Doki Literature Club being a video game called Doki Doki Literature Club that you get on Steam, you instead got a game that was like a virtual desktop, and then on the virtual desktop were a bunch of games, like, and then one of the games was Doki Doki Literature Club, and then so on and so forth. Uh, you play it through that, and then you can have more fun
That is
with
okay.
the
That is how they explain. And ironically, okay, because with great retarded minds think alike. That is how they explained in the DLC, like the plus version. When you launch it, it just like launches a virtual desktop because Doki Doki Literature Club in universe. It's just a simulation that someone is playing. Like developers, the developer of the game, whoever they are in the canon, is playing the simulation named Doki Doki Literature Club, and that's like it. Like the game just now, if you download the new version, it just like launches a virtual desktop, and one of the apps is just Doki Doki Literature Club, which is the simulation or whatever.
on the even on PC.
Yes, yes, even on PC.
What the fuck? That's retarded. I know I thought of
Because
it, but I thought of
according
it
to
as
the
like a
game,
funny, like I hate Doki Doki Literature Club thing.
okay, one of the reasons is for the lore of this is just like an app simulation or whatever, and the second one is because they ported it to consoles and you
Yeah.
cannot fuck with files on the consoles, so they need like some some way to incorporate that. So they just made like a virtual desktop.
Question: are there other things to do on the virtual desktop?
On the virtual desktop, that's how you fucking hunt down the files
I
and
know, but
like
is there
discover
other
the
things
lore.
you other games you can play on the virtual desktop? That was my
No,
real.
no, no,
That was my point.
no,
Is that
no.
you could play like a bunch of games, and then one of the games was Doki Doki Literature Club, and Doki Doki, and then because I like that idea more of like having like an actual like mystery of like what is actually going on. Like there are multiple like the other games are just normal games like fucking Space Pinball, but if you open up this particular game, I know that'd be so much more work, but you know what I mean though. It'd be cool, right?
It would be extremely cool and extremely based. I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Oh, you know that that console that like you has a crank on it, like the indie console. You know what I'm talking about?
The fuck?
You don't know what that is?
Actually, no. No.
Oh my god, I had to look this up then. There's like this,
Ouya?
not the Ouya. This is new. Crank console. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, it's called the Playdate. Yeah, it's like this little Game Boy looking motherfucker that like has a crank on it, which is how you charge it. No, it's not how you charge it. It's just like a crank controller. It has the A button, B button, the control stick, the D pad, and the crank. It's the gimmick. And doesn't charge it. It's like part of the controller. And like, if you had like a pack of games that you sold, and like one of the games was a meta horror game out of like 50 of them, that'd be awesome. Like you just didn't know that something was a horror game. That's like that was like my biggest sticking point with Doki Doki Literature Club is that the horror, not only does it have the warning in the front, but it's so obvious that it's a horror game by the way the characters talk. Like it's just like they hint at it, like it's hitting you over the head with like, oh, there's gonna be
I
a
I
twist.
do not. You are okay. You're doing it again, dude. You're giving so much credit to the audience of a product. It is. I get it. You want to believe that people are smarter than they actually are. You want to believe that people like actually like read books or consume other media. But most of the people who fucking play Doki Doki Literature Club just like spend their entire day playing fucking Roblox or Minecraft or like occasionally fucking dab in Fortnite. I don't think these people like figured out what the fuck was happening in Doki Doki Literature Club before like the ending.
I
Like
mean,
I
like,
know people, I know people in real life who played this game who were actually like spooked by the twists and were actually like, holy shit, I did not see that one coming. And I'm like, really? Like, really, you did not see that one coming? I'm like, no, no, it was
because
so fucking like
there's the
mind
poems
blowing.
that are poems are like obviously like, oh, that's weird, and like Sayori is always talking about like how fucking she's like, oh, I'm fucking depressed. It's like, oh,
He
okay, that's weird, and Monica's always being weird, and Yuri and the other
he
fucking
did not fucking do that.
she doesn't
Like,
say,
they did not
but
do
like the you can she says something sometimes. I mean, again, it's been so
that.
long, but
Funny.
I think you could go through it and like say, oh, this is like a foreshadowing moment. Like the foreshadowing is there.
I feel okay. I feel like a fucking asshole because I keep. Oh my god, people are so down. They don't like. But like, unironically, people just like. Here's the people. One, they don't consume that much like just media in general. Where this kind of stuff happens, so they just glaze over it. Like when Monica like talks about like safe files or whatever, they just think it's a funny meme, and they just like move on to the next line. That's it. That is, I kid you not, that is it. No more amount of thought or like deduction goes into it than that. This is not. I'm not being insulting to people. It's just like they don't give a shit to actually like give this game
They
brain
can't be
power. If they
bothered to
did,
use their
they probably
brain.
figured it out.
Like the second I saw the warning, I was like, oh, I should keep an eye out for the horror.
Dude, the moment I saw this game, the moment I saw this game like quote unquote trending, I knew some fucked up shit's gonna happen. That is just the expectation.
I mean, also that, yeah. But I got to it pretty quick
Like
though.
the
like
moment I saw it, I'm like,
when the first
yeah.
week it came, I got it pretty quick because my friend liked Dan Salvado already, I think. So
Some people were like just kind of, oh my god, have you played this new game called Doki Doki Literature? What the fuck are you talking about? And just like linked it like, ooh, it's free, just play it, bruh. The moment I just like he was just acting like that, and I just fucking clicked on it. I'm like, yeah, this is happening. Like, I get it. It's gonna be like some fucked up shit, probably relating to some character doing something, and then the girl killed him. Someone was like, okay, I see where this is going. Like, but he didn't see it. He thought I would think it's super fucking cool and interesting, but I didn't.
so my biggest problem with Doki Doki Literature is the wasted potential. Because it has such a cool idea, but like it does
I
not do anything with it.
Yeah,
Like the lore, you know what? It actually relates to Deltarune a lot. Because like Deltarune is like it's like in the same vein as Doki Literature Club, where it has cool, probably has cool lore, but it never tells you what the lore is. It hints at it and it saves it for the
yes,
ending, and it
yes,
instead fills your time with
yes.
other meaningless shit. But in Deltarune's case, the meaningless shit is actually pretty cool and it's good. In Doki Literature Club, it's bad.
Okay, since we finally fucking did it and fucking
We can
nut
finally talk
open.
about Deltarune.
Okay, about the fucking lore in Deltarune, I hate the fact that it just like keeps hinting at cool stuff. Okay, to be fair, I have consumed products made by the man known as Toby Fox. They are unequivocally great and amazing, and I literally believe in his like writing
Yeah, I
credentials and
mean,
game like
I
making talent.
believe
Okay, I
that by
swear.
the end of Deltarune, everything will be clear. Like it will have a satisfying
Yeah,
payoff. But
me
at
too. Yeah, me too. Okay. I believe I believe like he will just hit the home run, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, I got like infinitely more engaging experience in fucking like 4 hours of Undertale or whatever. I get like a fucking more engaging experience in Undertale in like fucking 20 minutes when you start the game and then Flower tries to kill you, and that's it. And I'm like, holy shit, let's fucking go. And then the
like
ride never stops. In Deltarune, holy shit, this is kind of interesting. 3 hours of whatever the fuck, then a cool twist happens.
if you compare the tutorial of Undertale to which is after after leaving Torio's house and like anything you do in that, like killing her, saving her, to the first chapter of Deltarune, I'd say that the first the demo the tutorial of Undertale is probably like more satisfying, like narratively, because it sets up stuff
It is.
and
It
it
is
has a payoff,
absolutely
and like
is.
you understand everything that's going on. But like the first chapter of Deltarune is like, uh, it's kind of just like nothing, and then at the end it's like, oh shit, something's happening, and then it ends. And I think that's like I don't know, and they're both like that's why I specifically said the tutorial of Undertale, like it's because it's cuts they're both cutoff points. But I think because Deltarune is like this drip fed every couple years you get another chapter content, like it has to be like the structure of it is like super whacked out compared to Undertale because Undertale is a straight shot, everything it's always accelerating to the end to the finish line, like it just keeps chugging along. But like Deltarune is like it's
I
all like it's start and stop. Like you start the game, you go through some stuff, you maybe get some sprinkles of lore, like a line or two, and then you get to the ending and it's like, oh shit, something's happening, and then nothing for a couple years, and it's like that the ending stingers of Chris pulling out a knife is like, oh my god, now we have to think for 2 years about what's gonna happen. We got to build up hype, but like as opposed to Undertale, which it was a demo for a Kickstarter that you buy the money, then you get the rest of the game. And I think the chapter model of Deltarune is gonna like I think going back and playing all 5 chapters of Deltarune like back to back is gonna be like not as satisfying as playing Undertale all the way through.
I I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, okay, it's I keep referencing like time. Oh, this game is this long. This game is that long. But like, just in reality, just the simple fact of it takes 3 hours, 4 hours between each like cool plot twist. It's like a fucking like critique in my mind. I'm like, why couldn't it like? Why is it like so fucking hidden? I get it. You want to keep some stuff to the ending, but like, we knew what was going on in Undertale. Like the first fucking 20 minutes, we literally like knew what was going on. We got way more cooler stuff as the game went on, but we weren't like, oh, okay, like vaguely, ooh, what's happening? What's happening? There was not a fucking thing. In Delta, I'm like 8 hours in, and I'm still fucking having my fucking hand and just like, okay, so what the fuck's going on next? I like the hints. Okay, for example, speaking of like the gas roll or whatever, when you're in the dark world, like just playing like the normal game, if you use your cell phone, what plays like the gaster like spooky team or whatever, oh that's fucking spooky. And if you while exploring the town, if you like go down like to the bottom of the map, there's like a fucking closed locked up door that's like overgrown with the grass or whatever. If you sit there for long enough, the gaster team just starts playing. And it's like real spooky and really cool. And I'm like, ooh, it's fucking related somehow. At the beginning of the game, you know, when you first create your avatar, and then the game just like deletes it. Like all this stuff is fucking neat and cool. It just takes so long between each payoff. It's like we're only like 2 chapters in, and I'm fucking kind of bored. I'm kind of like, okay, what really like I, it takes so long for anything to happen, and I'm just like, are the next fucking 5 chapters gonna be the fucking same?
I don't think the last chapter will be the same, but I can imagine like I have to imagine that there'll be more lore focused because I don't. I'm gonna break the silence. You have not played Deltarune Chapter 2 yet. Um, but I will tell you
I
that it
have
is
played.
basically the same as Chapter 1. Like it
Okay,
happened where it is, kids in high school. They go into the
explore a
dark
dark
world. They
world,
do
and
an
then something
adventure,
happens at the
and
end.
they come out, and then something spooky happens. Like literally, I don't
Yeah,
think any actual plot is like advanced in any way, like meaningful way. It's like another episode of the TV show Deltarune. Um, but
uh, I have played. Okay, just for the record, I have played. I am in the Dark World. I am playing to the Dark World in Chapter 2. I just like haven't finished it yet. But like, okay, Undertale is a quirky game, and I like the characters, and I like the writings and stuff. But like the lore, okay, the storytelling is what really endeared me to Undertale. It was like really clinched it. At the moment, I don't really give that much of a fuck about like Susie or Ralsei or whatever the fuck. I'm like, they're fine, they're funny, but like, okay, what's next? I guess I'm waiting for like the shoe to drop, and I feel like it will take like 2 more. Even when the full game comes out, I feel like it's gonna take like 2 fucking more chapters for the other shoe to drop, and I'm like gonna get into gear. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna push back a little bit on the not. I like Susie and Rouse. I like the Deltarune. I like Lancer. I would say that Deltarune has this. I guess Undertale like also has this problem to some extent where every character has to be likable. Like they're all trying to like, even if they're bad guys, they're all trying to be like, hey, aren't I a fun character that you want to draw fan fiction, make fan fictions of and draw fan art of, huh? Aren't I wacky and cool? And I think sometimes that gets a bit grating when you like to like, because they all kind of blend together at that point, whether the personality traits. I think Undertale's strength was that the characters that it did, the main characters that decided to focus on, like Sans, Papyrus, like Toria, like the main Undertale cast, they had distinct enough
Yeah.
personalities. But for
They had
fucking
distinct enough personalities and just enough stuff going on. Like, for example, like the whole thing about like Toriel just like fucking off and letting they can't deal with all this bullshit. Just like essential letting children just like fucking die because she was like too much of a coward. And like she just left the
like
responsibility to another person.
yeah, like
The whole
that itself, like that what you just said is like perfect example, because that is like a bad thing that Toriel does. It's like there's like a character like it's like, oh, I love Goat Mom, but she also did like let children die. But like you can't say that about any of the Deltarune characters. They're all like nice, fun people. Like the king from the first part of Deltarune shows up in the second Deltarune. He's in the jail, and you can talk to him, and he has like funny
yeah,
dialogue. It's like, haha, oh, I wasn't really gonna kill
yeah,
Lancer. He'll
I
just
did.
like I knew I knew you thought I was gonna drop Lancer off the side of the cliff and kill him because even like to show that I didn't kill
Yeah,
my son. But I was just kidding. I was just getting too like worked up, you know. He would just bounce like a ball anyway. Is he fine?
he's a fucking cartoon man.
There was no danger at all in the situation. I was just joking around. It's like, oh, okay. I guess you're not that evil then, guy.
It, okay, even then, I don't want to like. I don't want to like make it. Oh, the characters in the old game are like so much more. No, it's more memorable. It's not even that. Like for me, okay. I know I
Oh
said
wait,
like
hold
Undertale
on,
and in the game.
No Neva, hold on, hold that thought. The characters in Undertale are more likable than the Deltarune characters because Toby Fox knows this because you don't get to see any of the Undertale characters in both chapters until after you beat the game. And then you can go around and talk to the characters you want to talk to.
Yes, yes. He he fucking There is a moment in chapter that just fucking pissed me the fuck off, which is after like you exit the dark world and you like just walk around the school and then like walk out of the school. I'm like, holy shit! Do I get to like walk around town? If you remember in chapter 1, Sans says when you like give him some vague bullshit, when he says hi again or like we meet yet again or whatever, like
Mm.
vague bullshit about like, oh, you know about stuff, and then Sans just like dot dot dot, and it's like like let's talk tomorrow, kid. I'm busy right now. And I'm like, holy shit, am I actually gonna be able to go talk to Sans? And guess what, fucking Dune? Guess what the fuck what? I walk one screen away, and everything else is blocked. I cannot explore the town yet. I need to beat the
Yeah,
Dark World first. And I'm like, this is such like cucked design because he knows that like he knows the most interesting aspect of Deltarune is its connection to Undertale, which I think is like its biggest weakness. And he like keeps teasing it, and he doesn't like want to fucking like pull the bullet yet.
I think Deltarune, just by being called Deltarune, having that name, the name switch, and having like the reliance on Undertale like fucks you're right, it fucks everything up because we all know Undertale lore, we're all familiar with it. We don't know anything about Gaster. We know a little bit about Gaster. We don't know everything about Gaster. He's still a mystery. And we all thought Deltarune was gonna be about that because it's like it kind of sets us up in the beginning about with that with like the Gaster blasters and stuff. But Deltarune is like completely about something else. It's about something fucking about knights and like fountains. It's about Mother 3 but backwards or something. Um, so far there's no mentions of Gaster. There's nothing about Gaster showing up in Deltarune except for like the sounds on
They're
the
only
cell phone.
hints.
Only hints, only like little hints for
Yeah,
no.
there's like only
There's
hints.
no actual like,
Hints.
and we know there's something with dimensions. Like there's an alternate dimension. That's all we know. And I think that because I think if Deltarune did not have any of the original Undertale characters in it, I think it would be like so much stronger as like a statement. Like this is not because I don't know if it because at this point I don't know if it is Undertale 2 or not. I don't know. It could be another.
It is okay.
Isn't like
Let's be real. Let's like be fucking direct and real here. The most for me, the most interesting part about Deltarune is its fucking connection. It's the lore bits, and like okay, I wanna like fucking phrase this in this way. The twist of chapter one is the character it pulls out the fucking heart and then throws it in the cage, and then like there's the spooky face and the knife, and then the screen comes up. Okay, dude, that is a spooky scene in itself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
but why do people give a shit about that? They give a shit about that because the dude fucking looks like Kara, and because like, oh, the heart, and like you're not in control, and then he does a fucking knife pose, which
Yeah.
is like the same thing that like happens, and he does like the same fucking sound effect that like happens in the genocide route, and then like I mentioned, like the fountain in that dark world, and it just like plays the fucking spooky gangster noises. And if you go to the fucking back of the town, there's like a closed fucking basement place or whatever, and it's like if we sit there for long enough, gangsters just fucking start team stars just start playing. Ooh, what's happening? Ooh, the beginning. Like the payoff for finishing each chapter of Deltarune is more of these fucking bits, and I'm just like, it feels like strung out. It feels like he wants me to give a shit about like Ralsei and Susie and all these other bitches, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for the ending. Like I'm literally right now while I'm finishing like chapter two, I'm just waiting to fucking reach the end so I could like see what the fucking new stuff is, because that's like where the actual lore is, the actual like
Yeah.
story.
Because it's positioned itself at like it's the same thing happened to Legend of Korra, where it's the same thing. It positions itself as like a sequel. But it has like most of it has nothing to do with the original stuff. Like all the stuff in the Dark World, all the stuff with like the lore of the Dark World and the lore of the new series, like it is trying to establish itself, but it is completely hampered by like it's connect by the fact that people want to know more about the other stuff. You didn't finish the other story yet, so finish the fucking other story first, and then we can get to the other stuff. Like, do you actually care
And
about
also,
like the what the Dark World is, or like what it represents, or how it connects to? Like,
no.
no, no one cares about that. Like, it's just is it related to Gaster? Yes or no? And then I'll care. You know, like did Gaster make the Dark World? Yes or no? And then if you answer that question, that'll then I'll start caring
And
about it.
and okay, we're being assholes. We're being like, oh, that all thing good. Just no, it's
Yeah.
just a new product because it
I
fucking
like that's
no.
when I played both chapters. They're great. They're both great fun experiences. I loved them. We're talking about like mostly just
I just
about the
want to
lore
say
here.
this. Okay, and not even that, dude. Like even from a dramatic standpoint, the fucking payoff for finishing each chapter is this fucking lore bits. Like when you finish a fucking chapter of Deltarune, it's not like you get to see some emotional scene between Chris and her new friend, his depending on like, who plays or whatever. Like between Chris and their new fucking friends, or like you get to see some new fucking mysterious lore about the Dark World. No, you get fucking Undertale lore. Like that's the payoff for finishing each chapter. So I'm like, I'm completely justified in being like, bro, if it's not the main thing, why it's like the fucking climactic crescendo? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like, okay, if the Undertale lore was like some hidden, like Doki Doki or whatever, like if it was like hidden in the files or like in some secret folders or whatever, I'm like, it's fine. It's a new game, but like it still has some connection. But no, Undertale stuff is full
Yeah.
center. Like, holy shit, let's fucking go. When you finish chapter one, you get to explore the town. Why the fuck do you give a fuck about exploring the town? Because you get to meet the Undertale
Yeah.
characters.
And
Why the
and
fuck do you give a shit about like reaching the end credit scene? Because it's a fucking hint about like what's really going on.
yeah, and that's the same
Like,
thing that happens in chapter two. Chapter two has the spooky knife scene again. It's like a little bit different, but it's basically like you don't learn anything else. You learn that they do a spooky knife thing sometimes, and it just like establishes that it's a regular occurrence that sometimes Chris does a spooky knife thing. You don't know why they do a spooky knife thing. They don't know what they gain from it. They just do a spooky knife thing sometimes. It's like, okay, well, I didn't. I still have not. After playing Deltarune Chapter Two, I've still not learned anything new about the world of Deltarune that I didn't know from the other one. Except that there's a cool computer world in the computer lab. Isn't that cool? Uh,
it is weird. It is really weird because like I feel like he wants to make it like a new thing, and he wants us to like all these new quirky characters. He wants us to like enjoy all this new gameplay stuff and new like worlds. Like honestly, like each fucking Dark World is like essentially like, kind of the same length as the entirety of Undertale. Like he wants like the new jokes, the new characters, the new bosses to all stand out. But like if the payoff is always just Undertale lore, I'm just gonna give a shit about the Undertale lore then.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if this game had no like in-game connections to immediate in-game connections to Undertale, like you took out the town section in the town section, they were just different characters instead of the Undertale characters, and like maybe Toriel's still there, and like it's just called Deltarune, but it was mostly a different, like 99% a different game, like just completely separate from Undertale. And you save the Undertale stuff for like when it mattered, like when it actually would have most like a narrative weight when Valsei looking like Asriel would mean something. Like, and if you save that to when it mattered, then I would actually take the time to care about what's happening in Deltarune. Like, if you presented this stuff like, oh, this is a game about a guy and his dinosaur friend, and they go fight monsters in this dark in the alternate dimension, and that's like, okay, I'm gonna play a game about that. And oh shit, there's also Undertale stuff in it. That's awesome. But no, it's like this is an Undertale game. But while we're doing Undertale stuff, before like you can't see the Undertale stuff yet. We're doing this stuff while I finish up this Undertale stuff. You're not allowed to see you can't play with the Undertale stuff until you finish your P's, until you finish until you do all your homework, and then
Literally, yes. It literally feels like that. Okay, another example. The entirety of the first chapter is a fucking parody of Undertale. Down to the fucking intro. Like, how they introduced, like, the Dark World, like, when you first hear the legend, like, it's like a fucking just a parody of the beginning of Undertale. Like, the first starting place, the fucking castle, the fucking symbols. I'm like, literally, why? If you want to be like, oh, this is a different thing, don't fucking start it with a fucking parody of the intro of the original game, please.
especially when oh yeah, like the menu stuff, the menu thing. While it is cool for what it is, I think if they had committed to it all being different, I think would be like more beneficial and
Uh,
distinctifying itself, distincting itself. I don't know.
specifically the cutscene, like specifically the first cutscene in Undertale, as they know, humans and monsters were living together or whatever. You know what I mean? That the fucking cutscene at the beginning of Deltarune when you like enter the dark world or like whatever is a fucking parody of that. It's just like same, just like switch around the world monster with fucking Dark Warrior or whatever they're called. And I'm like, when I was playing it, I was like, why? Literally, why? Because before I played Chapter 1, I said a Toby tweet about like, this game is its own original, unique product or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Toby, I get it. You know, you just wanna, you want the marketing hype, but you don't want to actually commit to this. You want to make a new thing. You know, I believe in you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But the moment I fucking start the game, it just starts giving me Undertale bullshit. And I'm like, which one is it, Toby? Is it or is it not? Because at this point, 2 chapters later, it's just Undertale bait, essentially.
Remember
It's good,
how
but
did you read he made like a tweet of something. He talked about like how Deltarune was the original idea, and then he made Undertale later.
I don't think
He
it's that. I
definitely
think
he,
he.
he definitely said that
Okay,
Deltarune
here's what he stated.
was the original idea, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use something. I'll make something else called Undertale." Like Deltarune was like the first thing he came up with.
I don't. Okay, I do not. Maybe the original concept was that way, but like the main actual details that I fully know are he had written Deltarune, like the entire script, like beginning to end, when he was developing Undertale. Like the script for Deltarune is like completely obviously like changes or whatever, but like the actual concept finished of is just finished while he was developing Undertale. He said he had like a period where he was just like kind of burned of the development of Undertale, so he like took a break and like just worked on this other theoretical project, which is now coming to life years later.
Oh, for some reason I thought I had to know this because I think that Delta like the similarity is when you take that into consideration of like them being developed at the very least at the same time, if not Deltarune coming first, is like Undertale is just like a better version of Deltarune. If they were made by two different people, you'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, this is just like a better version of that. Because the light world, dark world stuff in Deltarune is like so
it's
less
just the human.
engaging than the monster human thing in Undertale. Because what's the difference between? We don't know what the difference between a monster and a darkener is. They're just like they just are different. Like they show like there's no
And
reason
like the
why a
reason,
design is like specific to a dark world besides the fact that it just is. Like a monster, the dynamic between a monster and a
and
human
like
is like primal. You understand that, and like oh, it has like the soul and the magic thing. Like oh, that's the differences. Like humans die and monsters turn to dust. But like what's the darkness? I don't know. Darkners don't even die. You can't even kill darkners. Like they just fucking
because they're fucking games or whatever, because they're like figures or like some vague thing,
they're
there's
like
just
they're like inanimate objects, but not specifically toys.
yeah. It it's weird. It's cool. It's like I like Deltarune, but Deltarune is for me, and this I guess like might be like a fucking outburst. Is like Deltarune is good, but Deltarune is not fucking great at this point. At least when I'm at
Yeah.
2 chapters later, Deltarune is just it's a good game. I fucking love it. It's like it stands mechanically written. It's still funny. It's still written by the same guy. It's still a funny meme story, and the gameplay is still like crisp and whatever. The soundtrack, yes, I agree. It's a lot on the weaker side. Like at the moment, there's like one track which is like the secret boss theme, which like stands out in my mind. The rest is just kind of like eh. But like in the future they might like change or whatever. But like at the moment, Death is just like good, and it's like kind of double the length, if not like the same, like full fucking complete Let's Play of Undertale. Undertale was like, holy shit, this is brah. This is just it's good. Okay.
I think like the appeal of Undertale, like the what makes it such a like a powerful experience of playing is that you can like bash through it in the afternoon. But Deltarune like is frustrating because even if you do blast through a chapter in an afternoon, you're like, oh fuck! I have to wait years until the game is done. It's not like even a fucking Telltale game where you don't have to wait like a year or two for the whole game to finish. Like Undertale's not gonna be Deltarune's not gonna be done for a while. Like they're
Um,
doing chapter 3, and then I'll wait a
I
couple years in chapter 4, and wait a couple years in chapter
I
5.
don't think so. Oh no no okay no. Okay. I think at least from what I understand what they said is okay. They just wanted to release chapter one and just like complete the full game and then release it fully. But then Toby made chapter one alone, just some help from Timmy with the art. The majority of like the last 2-3 years developing chapter two was literally just spent like porting like porting the original Deltarune code into a more manageable, workable format for like because he made a team. He had to make a team, hire people, port Deltarune to other stuff, rework the entire fucking thing, discuss the script, etc. etc. A lot of his time, like a year or two, was just spent doing this. And then when he finished chapter two, he was like, "It's been like fucking 3 years. People like deserve something, so we just released chapter two." I think going forward, he's just gonna like buckle down, go from like 3 to like 7 or 5 or whatever, and just like release that thing. He is not planning to like do it chapter by chapter
I
at
don't.
all.
It says
Chapter two,
and
what?
I mean either it's the because it applies chapter 3 to 5. I guess they never said that they're coming out individually, or like they would just be
I
called
don't think
chapters
so.
3 through
I
5.
really don't. I it's just gonna be called chapter 2 to 5 because it's the way the story is told. But like the main reason, from what I understand, for chapter two's release is literally because bureaucracy just took so fucking long. And it would have been another fucking 4 or 5 years for the entire game to come out. Which have made it like people are gonna be waiting for like 7 fucking years or 8 at that point. So we like released like chapter two just like as a we're working on it. It's not like cancelled or in danger or whatever. Like we're doing it. It just like took a while to assemble like the Avengers.
Which you should have just done from the beginning, but well, maybe the game just make the game shorter, Toby. There's so much stuff.
Literally yes, literally yes.
Like there's a lot of stuff from
Okay.
this game you
Another
could cut
thing.
out that are not needed at all, especially chapter 2. I'm like,
Okay. One.
I would say you
Did you
don't
want
even
to
need the
know?
town stuff. The town stuff doesn't add anything to like it's just Undertale fan service.
Yeah, literally, it kind of just hurts the game. Okay. Okay. And again, I go back to the length of the fucking game because I never was fucking bored with Undertale. With Deltarune, I play for like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and I just fucking stop and then do something else. Maybe play it like tomorrow or like afterward. And I'm like, if he in the theoretical timeline when Deltarune in its entirety, like 5, 7 chapters, was released in one go, I would have like played maybe like a bit. I might have finished the Deltarune like across a couple of weeks because after like 40 minutes an hour, I just get fucking bored. I'm like, this is just whatever. It's fine. I like it, but it's not like engaging at all. I'd rather be literally doing something else, which is not the feeling I got when I was playing Undertale.
Undertale has this thing, like it has like the perfect mix, like perfect balance of like lore and gameplay, like action gameplay or RPG gameplay. But like Deltarune, even for its own like separate Undertale lore, like there's the lore of its own self. Like there's so much, like most of the game is just like not just like going through battles and stuff. Like not a lot of it matters. There's like a lot of just filler, random battle stuff.
Undertale had one, two, three. Undertale had like five fucking areas, and that was it. And that was it. And it fucking squeezed in every bit of fucking juicy, good, fucking sculpted, concentrated Kino-ness. Deltarune is like at the current moment in time in chapter 2, it is as long, if not longer, than the entire fucking Undertale, and it is like a subpar experience at best.
It's weird. It is weird because like each game is like trying to be. I feel like each chapter of Deltarune is like trying to be like a mini Undertale. Does this make sense to you? I know you didn't finish chapter 2, so it's
Yeah,
like kind of hard to judge. Like I feel
yes,
like
I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle.
it's trying to like
Yeah.
distill the Undertale experience into like a consumable portion. But it can't have too much emotional payoff because it's not the end, and it can't be like too engaging because it's not like you can't be too hype because it's not the big final battle, but you can have
Why?
a little hype. Like what the fuck is Jevil? What happened to Jevil? What is Jevil?
Japan is like some in. It's like a version of it that went insane. Who he knows some. Okay, this. Okay, this is a fucking the main issue of this is the fucking main issue of Undertale. Too much fucking mystery. There's too much fucking mystery going on in Deltarune. Too much fucking mystery and fucking hands and fucking ooh something cool might happen like that. I get it. Toby is probably gonna have something cool to happen later. I just don't give a fuck to play like a 12-hour game to reach a cool thing. That's just literally the bottom down of it. I'm bored with Deltarune. I'm just bored.
Comparison time. Undertale had Asriel, not Asriel, Asgore, who like you meet Toriel, and she's like, Asgore is gonna fucking kill you. He's gonna see you and shoot you on sight. Like literally, he's going to murder you. But then throughout the whole game, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Asgore, what a nice guy. I love that dude." So it's like, what the fuck is going on with this Asgore dude? And you meet him, he's like a super nice guy, and he's like, "Oh wait, I had to kill." It's like the Asgore is like a great character in Undertale, right? We can all agree on that and how he's
Yeah.
presented.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
like the opposite of that is like Jevil, where you meet him, you're like people are like, oh, there's this. You fucking find these secret keys, and you meet this. No, you go to the door, and the door is like, hey, go find the keys, and you'll come fucking have a fun clown time. And you meet the keys, and you get the clown time, and you fight Jevil, and he's like, ooh, I'm wacky and mysterious. And then you beat him or whatever, and then you talk to the Sham guy, right? And Sham's like, yeah, Jevil, he is wacky and mysterious. And he's like, okay, cool. And then fucking Deltarune Chapter 2 has another character like that, where it's this fucking, the big shot guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The secret boss of Deltarune 2.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess Deltarune 2, I'll call it. um, I didn't actually fight him, but like, you meet him, and he's like, hey, I'm a wacky, cool, mysterious character talking about weird things that you don't understand. And he's like, oh, he's talking about weird things I don't understand. And then he fucks off, and he's like, come back later when you're alone. And you do it later, assumingly. I didn't do it yet. But like, I can imagine that the payoff is, man, that guy talked about weird and mysterious things. I wonder what his deal is. And there would be no definitive answers of what, like, he mentioned something. He's like, oh, in this world you need money. He doesn't say money. He says, like, I forget what word he uses. He uses, like, a specific word. Like, he's like, I need this. And you, like, give him money. And he's like, no, that's wrong. He's not talking about money. He's a cool character, and I like him. He has a fun theme song, but I don't really fucking. What's his deal? It's not important. It's not going to be answered in the lore at any time. Um, and that's what Gaster is. Also, to a
Yeah,
greater extent, that's Gaster, where he is a cool character. He just
you
says
know,
weird and mysterious things, and but sometimes people mention him, but like there's like no information about him in the game. Like you can Toby's idea of a mystery is not laying a puzzle like a puzzle. He's not laying a puzzle with all its pieces on his character on the table. He's like giving you a puzzle piece and being like, well, figure it out yourself. It's like, no, I can't because I don't have all the pieces here to make
you want to know?
all you can do is make fucking game theory videos. Like, oh, it's Gaster from another universe where Ness did PK fire on the moon. It's like, no, like that's all you can do. That's all you can do because there's not enough information to like draw a conclusion for this character.
Do you want to know
Yeah.
how deep the fucking rabbit hole goes? I'll tell you fucking
What is
quite the
Sane's time
secret
machine?
that happened
Who are the
now.
picture people in the pictures?
Okay. Do you know who the Gaster followers are?
I know who they are.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know, like, okay. One of them in the fucking Switch update of Deltarune. Okay, there was always a mention of this character called like Susie. Like some people just like mention Susie. You never like meet her in the actual game. But like in the Switch update of Undertale, there's a new Gaster follower. He's just a fucking new dude who just like shows up randomly. If you manipulate the values, whatever the fuck. And he says, "Oh my god, you're finally here. I'm so hyped." And he doesn't say hyped. He's like, I'm looking forward for you to meet my daughter, Susie." A week later, Deltarune releases. And I'm like, what the fuck? So do you want to know? This is how like deep the fucking mystery rabbit hole goes. Susie was teased in Undertale like this fucking long forgotten daughter of this dude we do not know who he is yet. And then like we meet her in Deltarune.
Is that relevant? No.
No, at all. Like it's just another one of Deltarune's problems is it has too many fucking Gasters. There was one Gaster in Undertale, which was like a mysterious cool dude, and that was it. Every other character had like an arc, and like had answers, and had like payoffs, and had like a fucking like stuff that's actually played out in the actual game. And then there was Gaster with like a cool mysterious dude. Ooh, what the fuck is going on with him? Every fucking interesting character you meet in Deltarune is a fucking Gaster. They all had cool mysterious lore that you're not fucking allowed to learn about yet, which is fucking frustrating.
And I don't. That's frustrating because I don't think I'll ever be able to know. Like I just don't think they'll like go back and explain like who Javel really is or who the fucking big shot guy is.
One Gaster was enough. I did not need like fucking 5, please.
No, but he makes a hype because the fucking game theory is what makes the millions of dollars. No need. This I have something to say about the characters because Deltarune 2 adds this mechanic where you can like recruit characters to your
As
town.
houses?
The recruiting thing.
Yes, yes.
And like, do you know what that actually
Yes.
is?
The incentive to spare people?
Yeah, but do you know what it actually does?
No.
So
Fuck.
what it does is when you go to your recruiting menu in your town after you've recruited a character enemy, you can then replace an NPC in your town with another enemy, and you can go talk to them.
Oh, so yeah, I fucking ended that menu. I know what you're talking about, and I just like did not give a shit and just fucking walked away.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So when I beat the game, I went back to my town and I switched around like a couple people, and I was like, oh, okay, they teach me the dialogue. But then I realized I don't actually give a shit about any of these enemies. Like I want to talk about the acts and the acting and like the talking to people in this game is compared to Undertale is like garbage because there's no like thought. You don't put any thinking into it. You just do it. You know what I mean? Like in Undertale, there were puzzles.
It's just quirky.
They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, you Undertale, like you had to like figure out what this character wanted and like the correct order how to do it. But in this game, it's like go to the act menu, hit act, and you do the act, and you get the thing. That's all you have to do. You don't have to think about it at all. And it's like, oh, they say a funny line of dialogue, or someone falls over, and like you have no attachment to any of these characters. Like they're cool designs, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like none. But
There's just
what brought this to mind is when I went to the town afterwards, I saw Frogget, and I was like, yo, it's fucking Frogget. I love Frogget. He's from Undertale.
you see what I mean, dude? That's what I mean. You got hyped because you actually give a shit about fucking Frogget.
Yo, and then later it's Final Frogget. It's amazing. It's cool. I liked it. But then I was like, oh, it's fucking Wire from Deltarune.
But it's not. But it's not from fucking Deltarune. It's from fucking Undertale. Again, all the cool stuff are from fucking Undertale. This game just feels like a weird, shadowy. It feels like the Shadowverse version of Undertale. That's like how it feels like. It feels like it's Undertale, but like less somehow. I
It's
know
like
it's like it's just
diluted.
like less in every fucking intrinsic aspect.
It's like the fucking Disney World ride of Undertale, where you see the familiar character, like you're going through the fucking ride, and you're like, okay, you're the character, you're the guy, you got to fight all the bad guys, and all the characters, the main characters on the side are like, you got it, you can do it, buddy. And it's like, okay, but I want to like talk to the main characters. I'd rather like watch the movie Aladdin than be on a magic carpet ride with an Aladdin actor in a costume. You know what I mean?
I wanna fucking talk to Sans. Holy shit, just let me talk to
I just want to
Sans.
hang out with Sans. Just let me talk to Sans. I talked to Sans
Just do that.
in Deltarune 2.
Okay.
I was
It
like
is
disappointed that nothing
okay.
happened. He was just like, I'm
Okay.
Sans. Remember me? I run a store now. I was like, okay, cool. Can I talk to Papyrus?
It
No.
just please it's okay because this he wants to leave like other stuff for later, which is just frustrating. It's just like don't fucking include. Okay, you talk to Sans in the first chapter, and he's like, okay, guys, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, kid. You seem interested, or like he acts like he knows what like you're about to say, and then he just cuts you off and like, see you tomorrow, kid. Chapter fucking 2, and then you just talk to him again, and he's just fucking does the exact same thing again, and I'm like, when when is he gonna do the cool thing? When is he like gonna fucking just talk to us, like hint at some, like actually do fucking something? When is any of these fuckers gonna do something?
You know, the weird thing about Deltarune is that there is a mystery going on about the Dark World and stuff. And like there's a joke dialogue option where you can talk to Undyne and be like, "Hey, there's a Dark World thing in the computer lab in my school. Can you do something about it? You, the police?" And she's like, "Huh? What are you talking about? You idiot! That doesn't exist." It's like, okay, funny, huh? But like, you could talk to other people. Like, why can't you talk to other people about that? Like, why can't you talk to like, why is that like a limited thing? It feels like oh, people shouldn't know about it. Susie's like, oh, we shouldn't tell people about this
Why?
because then they'll be worried. It's like, oh, fucking okay, I guess, whatever. Like, why would anyone care?
Why? Okay. If
This wasn't a
if
problem
we're
in Undertale
following
because
them,
Undertale, everybody knew what your situation was. You know, like you didn't have to explain it. There's nothing to
we
explain in the Undertale
fucking
setup.
if you okay in Undertale, if you wanted to talk to Sans about that time travel stuff, because like he keeps dodging the question, he literally keeps fucking teleporting away. The joke is whenever you mention to him like some of like the time travel bullshit, he just fucking teleports away. The only way to force him to like actually explain what the fuck is going on is to literally murder everyone and just literally force him into confrontation with you, where he just like just lays down the law and he's just like, here's what the fuck is going on. Are you happy now? I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah,
And that's fucking cool and
yeah,
fun
and
and
you have the
interesting.
option to learn what's going on.
In this game, okay, in this game in chapter 1, for whatever reason, which is just like inserts another like part of it, your character when they talk to Sans, they talk as if they're the player, if they're like some the version of the player that knows about fucking Undertale in quotations. And when you mention it to Sans, he's like, "Ooh, that's so quirky." But you don't have the option
Yeah.
to do that again. Literally, why? Literally, why can I
Like
just like ask him again about that?
which is it? Is this character like no more than he lets on, or is he just like a guy? Like pick one. You can't be both, because then like you mess up the lore. If you can't be both, you can't be both all knowing and just a regular person. You have to pick whether this character knows more than the characters think they do. And it seems like, based on what happens in the game, that the character Chris knows more than they're letting you know. Like
Yes,
they have more information, but you have no way of knowing what that information is.
the dialogue option presented when you first talk to Sans is, "It's nice to see you again. It's been so long, old friend," or whatever like the two options you
Yeah,
choose, like how you refer to Sans. And he acts like that like he acts surprised, and he's like, "I see," and then he does like the wink with his like left eye, which is like the one that he does when you're going on a genocide route because like fucking hates you or whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool and interesting. Okay, you don't want to fucking blow your load in chapter 1, I guess.
wait,
But like,
doesn't he
really,
say? What do you mean? No, we never talked before. I never even met you. I thought that's what he said.
You keep insisting. Once you keep insisting, he says like talk to you tomorrow or whatever. Just come
Yeah,
back here or something.
yeah.
Like I'm just like if Chris or whatever you're playing as, because when you click on the mirror in chapter 2, when you click on the mirror, the dialogue is you are the person that people you're the thing that people refer to as Chris. So there's some mysterious fucking thing going on with the narrator again, and what's actually going on. But like, if the narrator or whatever Chris is knows what the fuck Undertale is, why can't I just like talk about it? Why can't I like fucking go into it? Like, why does he know Sans? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Literally,
know what you mean, but like at the end of the day, it's like the game's not even halfway done yet. It was like still the beginning, or like still like the part one was set
shit,
up, and
got it.
part two is like like the baseline of like what to expect. It's like nothing has happened yet.
Do you
Literally
want to
nothing has
know?
happened yet.
Do you want again? Do you want to circle back to this? Bro, I think Deltarune should have been a fucking 3 chapters. I don't think Deltarune needs to be fucking 7 or 5 or what. I
This
just think it
chapter
needs
was
to be like
100%
3.
filler. Like I don't give a shit about Noel. Like I like Noel. I like Birdman, Birdley. I like the funny characters. They don't matter to the plot. Fucking do something important. Like like the chapter two is
Uh,
literally filler.
I'm gonna play it when it comes out. I guess 3, 4 years from now when he releases all of it, assumably. But I'm just gonna say it. I'm just bored. And I'm not like bored because I need to wait for more stuff. I'm bored because the stuff they have right now is just boring. Like the Undertale demo was fucking Kino. I was like, holy shit, let's fucking go. The fucking Deltarune, 8 hours worth of fucking shit. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm looking forward to another 2 chapters of whatever the fuck. Okay, this leads me to be to fucking feel, to fucking believe that we're only gonna get answered in like fucking chapter 5 or 6. We're not gonna get them actually in like any of the next couple of ones at all. We're gonna have another 8 hours of fucking bullshit.
I have to pray. Like if Deltarune chapter two started off like right where chapter one left off, that would be amazing. It'd be an amazing game. Like this, like it starts when
Yes.
you're like the evil mode or whatever, and you're doing bad things. That'd be great, but it doesn't. It starts off the next day. You do the whole thing again. I have to pray that chapter three starts. Oh, chapter three definitely 100% starts with like shit going down. I'm not gonna spoil chapter two because it just came out, but you know, chapter three has to start with shit going down. Like if it doesn't, I don't know how the fuck it could go on. Like I would lose my fucking mind. I'd pull my hair out. Chapter three, 100% starts with shit going down.
I'm gonna say it. You know, I guess we're gonna make a bet and then meet up in fucking rotating dimensional cube zone, whatever fucking name this 4 years from now. Dune, I'm betting chapter 3 will just be another chapter 2 with another quirky new Dark World, and we're just gonna have another hint at the end, and that will be that.
Um, you're gonna if you finish chapter two, you're gonna feel really silly. Like it's impossible for it to start with. Like it has to start with
Uh,
something happening.
okay, I'm gonna hedge my bets. I'm literally gonna hedge my bets just based on my fucking like honestly negative current chapter. Chapter 2 of Deltarune came out a couple of days ago. The only reason I haven't finished it yet is because I'm fucking bored with it. I'm just literally pushing through to get to the cool stuff at the end. Hopefully, if it's really that cool. But I'm just like, eh.
I mean, you could
So
just
I'm just
watch
saying.
a video of it. Like I don't. My favorite part of
That's a cop
like
out.
I like Delta in chapter two. I thought it was really fun. You know, I think it's great. I think it's like I like the thing about Deltarune is I understand. Like if someone told me that Deltarune was their favorite game or their favorite games, I would completely understand. It's not mine, like nowhere near mine, but I understand it that someone really like Deltarune because it's funny. It's got great gameplay, fucking cool ideas, good music. Not amazing music. It's not Undertale, but it's good music. Like it's the music is serviceable. They added in for this chapter the fucking punch out mini game. I want Toby Fox to stop making Deltarune right now and make a punch out game that has the boxing mini game from this
That was
game.
fun. That
It's
was
so
fucking
much
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yee. I agree. I literally agree. It's so fucking.
Like I would buy that. I would buy that
It's
instead of Deltarune. Because he could. I like because with his with his mastery of character design and like music and like I guess fun gameplay, like instincts, it'd be a great Punch Out game. Just make that instead. And you don't need to worry about making a fucking weird story. Just do a fun boxing game. That's what I say to him. That's my open letter. That's what this episode's gonna be called, an open letter to Toby Fox.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, I guess.
No. Yeah, but when Deltarune 3 comes out in 3 years, 4 years, I'll download it day one. How are they gonna charge for this? Are they gonna is that all gonna be free?
I
What do you think?
No, I think we're not gonna get Deltarune Chapter 3. I think we're gonna get like a Deltarune Chapter 3, 4, and 5 in one go. Or like Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like 4 years from now.
The Steam page says 3 to 5 for Deltarune chapter. Like it'll end at 5. So who knows?
That will be end at 5, but you saw the fucking screen, right? I assume.
What screen?
When you start Deltarune, it asks you, "Oh, do you want to replay Chapter 1?" And if you answer no, it gives you a chapter select screen. There are 7 chapters, not 5.
Oh, there's 7,
like,
really?
Yeah, there is 7. Like I'm not. It wasn't like a placeholder or like a repeat save file. No, it was like 7 chapters, just like blank.
Oh yeah, there's probably 7 chapters in. Yeah, I was gonna say because there's 7 hearts in Undertale, right?
There are the 7 houses. I know what you're talking about. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the next 3 chapters. Okay, this is gonna be a fucked up release if they somehow do another 3 chapters of filler bullshit and the actual cool stuff is in fucking 6 and 7. That would be fucking. I would literally kind of actually start veering toward, oh, it's a good game, but kind of like weird and stuff. This might be like a bad game territory if they fucking cut us for another 3 chapters.
I cannot say that anything these have been bad. Like I could say they'd be disappointing story wise, but I don't think they'd be bad games. I think moment to moment they are enjoyable.
Disappointing. Okay, I would say this. I would not use the word bad. I guess I gave so much shit. Like if I had to rank what I liked about Undertale, fucking story at the fucking top, along with the music, neither of those two things, I'd present a Deltarune.
I would separate the story and the lore from, like, I would make those 2 different sections of Undertale. Like the story of Undertale of like being a character and being a little boy girl, going through the story and going to fucking fight your step bro or the goat boy. It's like an 8 out of 10. It's like pretty good. But the lore is like a 10 out of 10. Like the hidden stuff is what makes it great. Like the stuff beneath the surface on Undertale would make it great. I would say for Deltarune, like story is like a 5, and the lore is like a 2.
Yes.
Because it's fucking nothing. It's like, or nothing yet.
Because it's literally.
We have to wait till the MatPat videos come out. Maybe MatPat ruined Undertale for us. Maybe if we didn't know about all the other extra shit, maybe we would like Deltarune more.
Okay, if we didn't know about all the extra shit, kind of a lot of twists and a lot of cool details, and that would like fucking make no sense. Like, okay, like for example, when you use the dark phone and hear the Gasser team, if you did not play Undertale or give a shit, you're gonna be like, well, that's a fucking weird sound. But you fucking played Undertale, it's the iconic fucking soundbite.
Yeah,
it was like secretly hidden. That you had to
think about the MatPat videos
fucking sound values.
Is that like they do use a lot of, like, for all the weird conclusions they make, they do point out a lot of hidden stuff that Toby Fox intentionally put into Undertale for people to find. Like,
and intentionally fucking repeated in Deltarune. Like, it is okay. I talked to some people, some knuckleheads, some fucking troglodytes, some fucking people like kick their teeth next to the fucking table and just fucking crack their skulls wide open because they're fucking empty. They're like, no. Deltarune is an entirely different product. You should not compare it to Undertale. That's like a bad fucking practice or whatever. And I'm like, literally no. If you fucking go out of your way to include all these bits and all these references and parody your entire game for a fucking full chapter of this new fucking one, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to fucking compare them. Especially if like the twists are just related to the old game and have like almost nothing to do with this new one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. If you took out all the fucking what's the word? Obvious Undertale
Obligatory.
references, like all the like surface level ones, and just left there are humans, there are monsters, and maybe the Gaster thing. Like and then you just call the game Lightners or something not Deltarune. That's an anagram of Undertale. At the end, then in like chapter 4 or 5, the Undertale connections became more obvious. Like when I assume the plot gets going a bit more. Like then it'd be like, okay, this is like now that I have two things I care about coming together instead of one thing I care about and another thing that's getting in the way of me caring about the first thing. You know what I mean?
Literally, yeah.
And then you could have two things you care about. And like, oh great, now we have a big thing made of two things I like instead of one thing I like and another thing that I don't like as much. That's just in the way. I'm really curious if there are people out there who like love Deltarune more than Undertale. Who are like, I fucking hated Undertale, but Deltarune, Kino. Like, are those people out there? Leave a comment down below.
I
If you're a
I
fucking
know
weirdo who
people.
loves.
Okay, I know people who vehemently separate the two. Who vehemently, no, 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 you're just looking into it. And I'm like, literally, no. If you know your stuff, you're gonna see the fucking symbols in every fucking wall. Like, this is not like conspiracy theory bullshit. It's like up front in the game. It's just content in Deltarune. It's just fucking referencing Undertale all the fucking time. It cannot get enough of just like referencing. Okay, let's be real. What's his name? Lancer. Lancer just like is some weird version of Sans. He just like looks
I,
and talks.
I'd say it's more
Yeah.
a mix of Saiyans and Papyrus.
No, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about like the way he's introduced, like how like he looks. You know what I mean?
I think it's more Papyrus because he's supposed to be like he introduces himself as like this. Oh, I'm an evil bad guy. But he's actually like really nice and sweet.
I mean, I'm just saying like design wise, same thing with Ralsei, same thing with like most like characters that can. The thing is, it has the fucking meme thing. It was just like characters just kind of look vaguely like other characters who you actually give a shit about, and therefore, what the fuck is their deal? Type of situation, you know?
I like Valzy's black design more than his white design. Am I the only one who goes? No,
Fucking
like
whitewashers.
they fucking whitewashed him. Yeah, no, but like Valzei's design as like with the green hat and everything, it looks better than his other design, right? Like I'm not the only one who thinks this.
Ralsei's a girl. I'm pretty fucking sure Ralsei is a
Valzei's a
is a she.
boy.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a boy.
Give me a fucking sec. Maybe
Susie's a
maybe
girl.
because she referenced the TCC. That's it. I just remember this. Maybe like I fucking misread it. I guess. Give me a sec. I'm
Yeah.
fucking gonna use Google again. Let's see. Deltarune Walsey's gender. A fucking question I never expected to fucking type into Google. Let's see. Google can give us the fucking answer. What is fucking gender? Walsey's a. Oh, he's a male. Yeah, he's a dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just fucking remember from chapter one being like, "Oh my God, you're a girl," and that was the meme. I guess not. I guess I was literally wrong. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Now you discredited this whole podcast. Now no need for. Now
No
people
one
like,
needs
oh,
to hear
no need.
this,
What
dude.
was wrong about the fucking? You didn't know Valzy's gender. How could they even trust their opinion on anything? You ruined this whole thing.
We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. Fucking Deltarune. The Deltarune Chads will just keep winning. Just fucking corrupt this and just destroy all of our credibility. So fucking sad. I'm fucking crying right now.
Average Undertale enjoyer versus what is it? Fucking Chad Deltarune player, whatever.
Sigma. No,
Sigma.
Smigma.
Yeah.
Smigma.
uh,
How
anyway,
how long
fucking.
how long we going?
We've been going for an hour 37.
Hour 57. Well,
I think
I,
it's a
I
good.
guess pending I guess we really gave you, dear viewer, the fucking Deltarune experience. We just like spent like 40 fucking minutes doing setup with other bullshit, but we at least had a fucking payoff by the end of it.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you if you like this episode. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. Maybe we could have talked more if you'd actually played Deltarune Chapter 2, no need, bro. You ever think about that? Ever think about doing your research for doing a podcast? Huh?
I'm fucking bored with it, dude. I was genuine in my complaint about just being bored with it. Like I did not.
I got bored with it too because I streamed it a bit in the Pro Non server for a little bit. And I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care that much. But I went back to it. I got a bit farther and like, yeah, it grabs me. It gets me going. I think it gets better as it goes
I
on.
I made it past like the mini game, the punch
That's
out mini
really
game.
early on. That's not that far in.
I explored a bit and I'm like, okay, here we fucking go. Honestly, just the dreadful feeling. Most people like this stuff, but like I really did not like Chapter 1 that much. Like just playing the Dark World. Like people like the puzzles. Like, I did not like it that much. So when it was, fully sunk in as, okay, this is another fucking Dark World. Let's fucking go. I was just like, I don't care at the moment. I'll just like put it off until I'm like in the mood. Which
Yeah.
3 days later or week or whatever, I'm still not in the mood.
Well, maybe when Markiplier does his Let's Play, you can watch that. How about that? When Pokimane streams
Uh,
it, you'll catch it.
mm,
Does Pokimane
I
stream Deltarune? Is that
This
something they do?
Pokemon stream video games. No, dude, no.
What does she
The
do?
girls don't play video games.
What does she do?
I
What does she do? I'd like to know.
I think she just chats and wears yoga pants and occasionally like shows up for feet. That's it.
That can't be true.
I,
That
I'm
can't be
I'm
right.
not I'm not trying I'm not trying to diss on Pokemon. I think that's it. I literally think that's it. Like, hey, go for it, girl. Make money. Yay.
How do we get her in the rotating cube zone? How do we do that? How do we reach
I
out?
do not think we can get. I think it's impossible. It might. Mm, Even then, I think if we pay her a couple of thousands of dollars, she might be up for like a couple of minutes. Just pop in, say hi.
Well, go to the rotating cube zone Patreon so we can get Pokemon on the podcast. Uh,
We should really do a fucking fundraise me. Getting a Pokemon on a podcast, please.
that's the goal for this podcast. Is it's all just a sham, so we can get Pokemon. We can talk to Pokemon.
Uh, Another. Is this it, June? Is this it?
This is
Is there
it. Yeah,
more?
this is the end.
Okay. Another episode goes by, and we have not solved the fucking mystery of the world God only knows. Is it good? Is it bad? Find out some next episode. It
That's
might be
gonna be
episode
our
100.
fucking gaster. The gold God only knows. We'll just keep hinting at it. We'll never actually tell you. We get to the real argument. That'll be the
You'll
finale.
never know. You never know what we fucking think about what either of us think about the world God only knows until fucking Deltarune is finished. Until we know what the actual
Yeah,
gaster is, you're not gonna find it the gaster of this podcast.
once Deltarune's done, we'll talk about it. All right,
Uh,
everyone. By everyone, I mean me and you, no need. Should we get more guests? Should we get more people on this podcast? What do you think? I kind of like it
I
just you and me. I think I like it as just a you and me podcast. I feel like other
honestly,
people would ruin it. I think they. I fucking hate those other people that we hang out with every day. Can't
if
stand them.
we, I like, I'm a fucking centrist. I like all the other people we hang out about. I fucking complete you, dude. Your hatred, my love. I
Even
don't
though
know.
we
I
agree
also
on most
understand.
things.
Yeah, even though we come around to just literally being right all the time, obviously, both of us. Uh, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's relaxing to talk and then stop talking and let someone else talk instead of having to fucking fight your way to supremacy in a Discord call. I just.
I agree. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe if someone has, if someone in the Ponon has anything interesting to say, which they never do, then we'll get them on about Tiny Cube Zone. But until then,
It will be, it will be, another fucking, in the long tapestry of a spinning cube, rotating cube zone arc, another fucking plot threads. Will we ever get another guest? Just keep fucking watching to find out.
And with that, we bid you farewell. Say bye-bye, no, say bye-bye.
Bye! Bye! Bye!